Welcome to this Friday edition of Wasatch Weekends. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. Hopefully you're excited because we have an awesome show in store for you today. We have Terry Sidford as well as we are talking to the awesome Katy Wang. So sit back, we're going to have some fun, and let's take a look at that weather. Welcome back to the show. Now, it's always a great day when I get to talk to Katy Wang. She is the executive director of the Park City Film, and I am just so excited because she is so knowledgeable. I feel like she's my go-to to find out everything at film. How are you doing, Katy?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me this morning.
Of course. Now, Katy, we were both saying March is flying by. I can't believe Sunday is the Oscars. What?
Yeah, it just seems like I know they pushed it back. It used to be in February, but it just feels like it's kind of come up on us and suddenly here we are.
I
I
know
know.
it's crazy, and I love the Oscars, and I feel like this year, tell me if I'm wrong, I feel like there's a really big vibe around it, a big push. I'm more excited than usual. What is that about? I don't know.
Well, I think just, with all the COVID closures and the kind of the delays in productions, and then of course the strikes in the fall, that
Yes.
everyone's been kind of on, pins and needles, like what's happening. And now that, the gates are wide open again. I mean, you just think about Dune, which isn't
Oh,
obviously a consideration because that's for next year, but just
yes.
so much excitement. And the actors are just loving being out there and doing the press tours and talking about their films, and Lily Gladstone with Killers of the Flower Moon. I
Oh
mean,
my
just it's
goodness.
exciting to see who's been nominated and kind of what the films are. And there's just, I think the joy of film is back, which
It
is
is.
really exciting to
I
see.
love how you said that. That is just perfect. The joy of film is back, and you're right. People are really excited. There's a buzz. It just feels good. Now, as far as Oscar-nominated shorts, are you guys showing some of those right now? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, so this weekend, as we do every year, and it's always on Oscar weekend because it just seems like the perfect time to do
Right.
it. But really short films are, what's known in the film world as kind of the gems or the poetry of filmmaking. I mean, most filmmakers get their start making short films, and it's incredibly challenging to tell a complete story in 30 minutes,
Yeah.
right? 15 minutes sometimes. I mean, these are really just succinct, amazingly acted, directed, just the whole thing. And it's just you kind of see what's coming. Sometimes this year we have Wes Anderson has a short film, so you see someone that's kind of an auteur and but well known
Yeah.
for feature length films, but kind of pulling it back and being like, I'm getting back to my roots. But you get to see a reflection of the world in a way that it's hard to do with feature length films because they take so long to produce. So a
Right.
short can be done within a year, so you're really kind of current on what's going on in the world around you. So we always come in this weekend and we do all three collections. So it's a different show each night. And I know some of our folks like to be Friday nights folks or
Cool.
Saturday night folks, which is fine. But
Yeah.
just know if you want to see the animated shorts, you need to come on Friday. Documentary shorts will be Saturday night, and then live action will be Sunday night. So each night you can come all three nights and see something completely different. And this year they are quite amazing. Everything from the power of music to transform children's lives, to
Ooh.
this barber in Little Rock who's just changing the trajectory of people who have been homeless or incarcerated, giving them a new path forward in life, animal rights, mental health. Of course, Wes Anderson's new short film, The Wonderful Life of Henry Sugar,
Yeah.
The Cumberbatch, which is amazing. But just, I mean, it's everything, right? It's like all about what's going on in the world, perfectly executed in these kind of nuggets of storytelling.
I love that. I love how you said that as well because shorts, I never really thought about it in that manner, but that's such truth. You're right. It's going to be more current, more up to date. You're going to get what's happening present moment, which is something I really vibe with. So that's really neat to kind of look at it that way. I like that perspective. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
no, super fun. So I love the shorts, and they're really hard to program. As a programmer, it's like you always want to bring them in because they are so amazing.
Right.
people get it used to be that you'd show a short film before the feature, and that's kind of gone by the wayside. So to be able to bring in this collection because it's Oscar season, people are excited to see it. So you can come Friday or Saturday at 7, Sunday at 6, and then Saturday night we have our special pre run up to the Academy Awards party.
That's what
So
I
I know
was
a lot
just
of
about to
folks,
say. Love it.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of folks do their Academy Award party on during the Academy Awards, but it's like this epic evening, right? It's like 6 hours of red
Yeah.
carpet and blah,
Yeah.
and it's a lot.
It
So we
is.
kind of like to mix it up a little bit. We go on the Saturday night, so before to get everyone excited, celebrate the season of film. So it's a 2 hour program. We do it right outside our theater in the community room. So kind of dress that up and make it look all Hollywood glam.
I love it.
Drinks and appetizers and all that kind of good stuff. And then we show the documentary shorts, which are part of your ticket price for the Oscar party, because now you
Cool.
kind of communed with your people, right?
Yeah.
Your folk love film. You see these amazing stories, and now you can have great conversations afterwards. Like, oh, what do you think about that one and this one? It's really just kind of, again, following along with our mission of creating community through film. How do you bring people together in an intentional way to enjoy the art of cinema, but then also to really just kind of elevate the community dialogue at the same time? So that's what that's all about. We have tickets. We've about 10 tickets left.
Oh,
So we're kind
wow.
of end there. So if you want to come, get your ticket today at parkcityfilm.org. But the Oscar party starts at 5 o'clock on Saturday night, and then we roll right into the documentary shorts at 7. So
Love
ticket
that.
price that as well.
Katie, you are speaking my language because I get so excited. I am so into speaking about films. I think it is such an art form. It just gets me stoked to talk to people, and especially people that are just as excited as you and I about various films. That is kind of one of my passions and my loves. So I think that is brilliant that you are bringing that community together to do just that. That sounds pretty amazing. And it sounds
Yeah.
like the tickets are going really fast.
Tickets are very fast. It's fun. It's kind of, Park City's kind of a low-key kind of town. So I'm getting lots
Yeah.
of emails like, do I have to dress up? Like, no, you don't have to.
But
But
if
if
you
you would
want
like
to,
to do a little what I call mountain cocktail
yes,
um,
mountain
style,
chic.
right? Little mountain chic. It's fun we'll all be dressed up, all the staff, of course, because, we're setting the tone for everyone. But it's just a fun way to get together, and we do a trivia contest and the Oscar ballot. And
Fun.
again, just kind of a fun way to just meet with people, kind of like-minded folk, and talk about movies and what did you like this year and what are the controversies and the ballots
Yeah.
and all
Katie,
that
I
stuff.
wanted to ask you this too, and I know obviously you are high up there and like knowing all things film. What is your background with film? Because you are so well spoken, you know so much. I was talking with a friend of mine and I was like, I really need to pick her brain. What is your background with film? Because I love the way you speak about film and you can just feel that you're passionate about it and your love of all things film.
Well, I guess I've always been passionate about film. I
Yeah.
grew up in New York City, so
Okay.
my British mother and Johnny's dad would always take us out to movies. My parents were divorced as a young age, so it's like when
Yeah.
you were with one parent or the other, they're like, "We're going to go to the movies. Who cares about the ratings? Let's go. I want to see this." So I certainly saw probably more mature movies than were appropriate for
Yeah.
my, but in a good way. And in New York, you have a
Totally.
lot to choose from. And because my parents weren't American, they weren't afraid of, as some American parents are, like, "Oh, it's a foreign language film. They can't read the subtitles."
Totally. Yeah.
It's fine. But then in college, I was an American Studies major at Georgetown, and
Cool.
really American Studies, if you're not familiar with that major, it's looking at American history and culture. And so you're looking through some of the popular culture at the time, whether it's literature or film or art, to really
Interesting.
understand American history and kind of how it's evolved and the American people. And
Okay.
so it's always been, for me, I mean, film was a huge component of that, looking at films from all over the world. So that was kind of my formal education, as it were, in terms of film. But I just love the way films bring people together, and just that you can travel and explore the world in different perspectives and
Right.
personalities and experiences, in 90 minutes. And then it's like the best book club you've never been to, right? No one fell asleep in,
Totally.
chapter 6. So, no one's just there for the wine, right? Like
Yeah.
you've all kind of had this same experience that then you can share at the end and be like, wow, like how do I unpack that? Like, what does that mean? And it kind of changes something in you, whether it's something that
Yeah.
resonates with you, of like a story that's part of your own story. We're like, wow, I never knew that someone else had experienced that same thing in the way that I did. Or it's
Mm.
something completely eye-opening. You're like, I had no idea
Yeah.
that would have been a thing, that this part of the world, this experience was happening. And now I want to know more, or now I've just, now it's kind of part of my lexicon. Now it's something I can talk about and experience and maybe learn more about, or just kind of put in, my own experiences and make me, a more kind of well-balanced, interesting person.
You beautifully summed up the power of film. I love that. I feel like maybe you need to. Have you ever directed a film? Have you ever? I feel like maybe that's your next moment in this
I am a
lifetime.
curator. I'm a curator, not a curator, not a creator. I
You're
know
like
what
Gretchen,
I
two
know what I
very
like.
different jobs, very
I think
different.
so. I think so. Directors are amazingly talented. I don't think I share that talent, but
Well, I just
I
love your
appreciate it.
passion. Truly, it's just so great to talk to you, and you're so excited about what you do, and that's what I love. It just you can feel it, and I think that's so awesome. So we enjoy you, Katy. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
well, it's a pleasure to be here. And we have one more film. We have a
Oh
matinee
yeah,
screening on Saturday. So if you want to have just one more film to fit into your schedule,
yeah, the crazy hectic schedule.
crazy hectic schedule for the weekend before you get to the Academy Awards. And this is probably has the best title of the Sundance 2023 Film Festival. It's called
Yes.
Aliens Abducted My Parents, and Now I Feel Kind of Left Out. So it's
Aliens
made here in
abducted
Utah.
my parents, and now I feel kind of left out. I love that. I love it. I love it.
So great film, coming of age, as you can imagine, shot here in Utah. So kind of a little homegrown talent there. But that'll
Cool.
be a free matinee screening as part of our Family Film Fest series with the Park City Library. So big thanks
Awesome.
to them. Oh, we want to thank our sponsors, Bev and Ray Kent underwrote the shorts this weekend. They're great patrons of the arts. And Summit County Rap Tax is helping us with our Family Film Fest series, which is great, bringing art to our community, free and open to the public. So parkcityfilm.org, you can check it all out. And yeah, got a lot going on this weekend.
Oh, that's awesome, Katy. Have so much fun. I bet you're going to look amazing with your mountain chic moment.
That's right. A little feather boa. Who
A little
knows?
feather boa goes a long way. Thank you so much, Katy. We really appreciate you. And there's still tickets available. They're going quickly, so get on now. Get online now and get those tickets. And keep
Absolutely. Have a great weekend.
you too. Keep it right here. We have more of the show to come. Welcome back to Wasatch Weekends. Now we got a chance to sit down and talk with Terry Sidford. Let's take a look.
A woman who wears many hats just released an incredible book to help you find your true meaning of happiness, and that's Terry Sidford. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us this morning.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you here because when I say many hats, speaker, author, podcast host, and a life coach, there's nothing that you don't do to help people really find their true enlightenment in this life.
Thank you. Wow, that's quite the introduction. I think that's been my life purpose, and I think I'm very lucky to have found that in my life. And to help other people is really what fulfills me. And I can relate to a lot of people because of what I've been through in my life. And my new book is my memoir. It tells every story about my life and how I had to overcome adversity to be strong. And that's why I can relate to most people. And I've been given a gift of learning from those lessons. And I turned trials into triumph. And I'm very proud of that in my life. And I want everyone to know that no matter what they've gone through in their life, that they can start over and that they can have a fulfilling life and a successful life. Just learn and grow from every experience. So that's really kind of the basis of it, with 3 concepts of truth, courage, love.
I was just going to say, so Truth, Courage, Love is your second book, but your first memoir. And I have so many questions only because what you did in this book is so inspiring. So what originally inspired you to write Truth, Courage, Love?
Well, I've been asked that one a lot. And really it's because I had a really big birthday last year, and it kind of made me think about my life and how did I do so far? Is there still some lessons I need to learn? Am I at peace with everything? Am I proud? Have I left anything on the table? Is there anything else I need to do? And I sat there for a moment thinking, wow, I've had an interesting life, yet I am so proud of where I'm at and what I've learned. And now having a rough start, having a great ending to my 60 years. Yes.
You look amazing for being 60. No one would know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And it's even hard to say, but I'm proud. And now I want to give back. I really want people to know that no matter what happens, no matter what age you are, you can start again. Just learn, grow, and fulfill your potential at any time of your life. You can start over today in any moment. That's what I hope when you read my book, that you'll learn that, wow, she went through those things and she still was able to do the things that she's dreamed of doing or never even thought of doing in her life. And I really have a tremendous, humbling appreciation.
Which is such an important message for so many people to have, no matter your age, no matter what you've been through, like you said, just to have that little bit of encouragement from someone like you is so empowering. And so let's talk a little bit about what the writing process was like.
Ooh, thank you. Interesting enough, which you'll read in my book, I was very, very insecure growing up from my childhood experiences, and did not have any confidence. In fact, I remember going home and having to practice writing. I was very, I didn't do well in English or with my grammar. And someone asked me about my experience with coaching a lot of women and how strong they were. And I said, I know, they're so strong and they don't see it in themselves. And she said, well, why didn't you write a book? I looked at her like she was from, outer space. Like, no, I can't write a book. This is not me. And she said, Terry, I'm going to help you. So what I have learned in now my second book is that if you have a story or a message, you can get it out there, and there's people that can help you. I just got this story out. I did a lot of writing, and then I had someone help me with the grammar and making sure it's edited. And it's a beautiful process. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. And I know most people do have a story to tell. We all do. And so if I can write the book, which was hard. I mean, it's a lot of work. You have to be dedicated to it, but it's so worth it. So worth it.
Well, and it's so incredible for you to share your story now as you were writing this book, because it is talking about some hardship and it is giving that most vulnerable side to you. When you were writing it, did you have any moments of shock about how open you were being with the readers?
Yes, yes. Many, many times I thought, why on earth would I be telling this story? Or will people understand it? Or will someone be upset with this story? I mean, it's kind of the whole gambit. And I asked myself, well, it wouldn't be being truthful and honest if I didn't tell all the stories. And it's really what happened, and that's okay. And isn't it empowering to know that we can tell our stories and be okay with that? And we should be okay with that. And yes, so there's stories that were really difficult to tell, but I wanted to be transparent. I wanted to be honest. And I'm proud of that.
And your vulnerability is going to give so many other people strength. Just in having that kind of moment of comparison and that moment of truth that maybe you're going to help other people live, I think is so empowering. And so congratulations on your book.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for being so wonderful to share all of this information with others.
Oh, you're welcome. It's really an honor for me. And I would just want to help everyone know that, you don't have to be defined by your past. You really don't. And you can turn trials into triumph. Just learn, grow, ask people for help. And you can still live the life of your dreams and your potential. That's the message I want everyone to know.
Which I think is such a wonderful message. Now, if people are interested, obviously, in reading your first book and your second book, where can they buy them?
On Amazon. You can just go to Amazon. You can either type in Terry Sidford, and that's Terry Sidford, and the title of my books, and they'll pop up. 100 Hearts spelled out, 100 Hearts, and Truth, Courage, Love.
Truth, Courage, Love sounds like the perfect book for maybe anyone going through some hardship. Now, you also have a great podcast, really giving people those extra stories for courage, to find their inner strength, and you really focus a lot on helping people find their true happiness. So let's talk a little bit about your podcast.
Well, I also started a group called Choose Courage Movement because I started out kind of an expert with courage, and I wanted to share with the audience, or as many people as I can, these stories of courage. Because I think the more that we hear stories of courage through my podcast, and I try to have very interesting guests, is that the more we see it in ourselves. And the more that we see it in ourselves, the more courageous we become in a daily life. And so that's my whole goal. And it is so fun to find these amazing people and their amazing stories. So if there's anyone out there that feels like they do have an amazing story, I would love for you to contact me on that. I would love to interview on my podcast.
Which I think is so cool that you are giving people not only the platform to share their moments of maybe feeling their most courageous, but you're also giving people just that little bit of comfort knowing that there are people going through similar things and enduring similar things. Now, you're also a life coach. So if people are interested in maybe just having the opportunity to talk with you and listen to your story a little bit more personally and have you give them those words of wisdom that you so generously shared in your book, how can they do so?
They can contact me on my website, which is Terry, Terry, Sidford, SIDFORD.com, terrysidford.com, and just reach out to me and we can have a consultation to see if this coaching is right for you. I'm here to just help anyone take things to the next level if they feel like there's something that's in the way. And it's a fun and exciting process. It's like having your cheerleader right next to you.
Which I think everyone needs. My mom always says that to me. She's like, just rally your inner cheerleader, Maddie, and you'll be fine. You'll get through it. And so I love to hear that, and I really love what you do. I think that having people like you in our community, in our lives, and just out there to spread the positivity and really just that like driving force forward to help people find their best selves is so powerful.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's really feels like a dream for me to be able to do what I feel like is my life purpose. And that's what I like to help other people find in their life. Because once you're doing what you love and what really lights you up and inspires you, then it's contagious. It's just like that ripple effect. It will affect everyone around you. So it's really why we should all live our potential and our purpose in life.
You are a beautiful force to be reckoned with. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy that I could have this time with you today.
We're really happy to have you, and we really do appreciate all the hard work that you do.
Thank you.
Make sure that you go on Amazon and you buy her book, and that way maybe you can share your stories as well, because it's a therapeutic way to find your inner courage. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back from the break, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned. Happy Friday. Hopefully you had a great day so far. I am stoked about this Wasatch Weekends. We had so much fun today talking to Terry Sidford. We're looking at that whole interview, as well as we got to take a look at all things film, which is always super fun. Have a great weekend. We will see you tomorrow.